Thank you for joining me, my sunshine yogis. Grab a strap for tonight's practice and let's begin in Shavasana, lying down on our backs on our mats. So make yourselves comfortable, separating your feet nice and wide, letting your arms drift away from your body and letting your eyes close. Take a deep breath in, allowing the belly to fill, the lungs to fill, feeling that fullness as you expand, and let the mouth open as you exhale that breath all the way out. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose, letting each exhale draw you down closer to the earth. Letting your breath begin to relax you, unwind you, and bring you into the present moment. Use this time to just get comfortable in your body, to let your thoughts begin to settle, to welcome yourself on your mat, just making that mental and physical transition. Letting the day kind of wash off of you and letting your practice begin to be your priority. Feel how each exhale takes you a little bit deeper into relaxation and how the mind begins to follow the body. As the body begins to relax, the mind begins to calm. In tonight's practice, we're really going to focus on just freeing ourselves of some of the physical, perhaps emotional, or even mental restrictions that we hold. Just using the practice to let go of some of those limitations, expectations, challenges, and just seeing how we can free ourselves up, even if just for 60 minutes together on the mat. Letting your practice be something that you can then take out into your life off the mat. Just see how it resonates with you there. The idea of freeing ourselves up physically, mentally, emotionally. Allow yourself to drop into that steady rhythm of breathing. You may even want to take one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest, just to feel the connection with your breath. Noticing how the body changes with the rise and fall of each breath in and each breath out. There's a predictability. There's a comfort. There's something beautiful in just the rhythm of our breath. Find yours and settle into it. Let your shoulders relax, your face relax, and feel the weight of your body just yielding to the earth below. Let this be an moment for you. Maybe the first you've had all day. Good. And then with your strap nearby, let's go ahead and draw the right knee into the chest, interlacing your fingers across the shin. Press through the heel of your left foot and draw your left toes back towards you. Draw that right knee up towards your right shoulder and relax your tailbone and your sacrum to the floor. Feel this in your right hip. Feel the lengthening of your left hamstring. Let's roll out that right ankle, taking a couple of rotations in both directions, releasing maybe some tightness here. You may hear a little pop or a crack. Right? There's one of our little limitations, and we're creating freedom and space by doing this. And then reach for your strap you're going to go ahead and loop it underneath the ball of the right foot. And you're going to go ahead and send your right leg up into the sky. Try to draw the knee over the hip, draw the heel up, and draw the toes down towards you. Now see if you can relax the shoulders onto the mat and just let that thigh bone, your femur bone, drop into your hip socket. Let's release any ideas of how straight our legs should be or how it should look. Just get comfortable with where you are and feel into that stretch. It should feel really nice. Drawing those toes down towards you, keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. I'm getting a toe bath, a foot bath from my blue dog here. Good. And now we'll take the left arm out to the left as an anchor. We're going to go ahead and allow that right leg to open now to the right. So as soon as you feel your left hip and left sit bone pulling up, it's time to bring that right leg back. So try not to go too far where you're feeling the strain. Okay, there's enough of that. Sorry. Nope, Mr. Puppy, go lay down. Draw your right toes up towards your right shoulder and press through the heel, feeling that inner leg stretch. So this is a part of our body we don't often stretch out, so it may feel particularly intense. Just do your best to breathe through it and know that you're creating space by opening up in this manner, freeing up our hips where we keep a lot of stored energy, stored emotions, things that could really use a little housekeeping. Breathe through it. And then we'll go ahead and draw the leg back and up to center. Switch your grip so that the strap is in the left hand. Your right arm will come out now to anchor you. And you'll go ahead and allow the leg to drift over to the left side. Now I'm close to the wall. If you find the wall, you could actually use it to press into, and it feels really nice to have that additional support. You're going to feel a great stretch across your glute here and your outer IT band. Do whatever feels good. Maybe turn your chin to the right. And again, feel a little stacking of the hips here without any need to feel like that foot has to touch the mat or the ground. It doesn't. Just be where you are tonight with the stretch. Good. And then we'll roll back to center. Release the strap and slide your left heel in. Place your right ankle on that left thigh. We'll come into figure 4 on this side. So both feet are going to flex. If your right elbow can find your right inner thigh, press it away as you draw your left thigh in towards you. So you kind of have this tractioning push-pull energy going on here as we continue to open up our IT band, our glute, our piriformis muscle. Again, all places where we hold a lot of tightness. So think of this as our little key to letting go. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice if your jaw's clenched up as we do the hip work. See if you can keep it relaxed. The hips and the jaws are kind of directly connected. So try to keep them relaxed as you breathe through the process. Good. One more breath in. As you exhale, release your arms out to a T. Let the left foot drop to the mat, and you're just going to let your right foot fall off to the left. So you're coming into a little bit of a twist here. Find your right thigh with your left hand, and you're just going to press the thigh away from you. So what I'm really doing is opening and lengthening the right side of my body. My right foot is grounded off the mat. My left ankle is grounded on the mat. And I'm pushing my right inner thigh open, feeling a nice lengthening on this right side. Take one more breath in here. And on the exhale, release that and draw both knees into your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. Just notice how that right side feels. compared to your left. No judgment, but just observation. Extending both legs up to the sky now. Let's point and then flex the feet. So you want to stack ankles, knees, and hips as much as possible. Kind of glue your inner leg line together. Try to move your feet in unison, pointing and flexing. Beautiful. Hands to the mat. You can frame out your sit bones if you'd like, tucking your thumb underneath your outer hip. Zipper up your legs, turn on your core, and let's slowly lead with the heels as we lower our legs all the way down. Looks like I'm going to have a puppy in the way. Let's see what happens. Keep your feet flexed, keep pushing through your heels, draw your toes back towards you, and then find the mat. Beautiful. Release that and draw your left knee into your chest, taking it over onto this side. You'll push through your right heel and draw your right toes back towards you as you draw your left knee towards your left shoulder. And take a few moments here to just roll the ankle out on this side, making a little space here in our support, our feet, our ankles. Always doing so much work, and it's really nice to be able to give them a little bit of love. All right, beautiful. Let's take the strap. We'll loop it underneath the ball of our foot and go ahead and press the foot up to the ceiling. Again, walk your hands down the length of your strap or band, whatever you have, so that the shoulders and the elbows relax. Now, this is a different side, so it may feel different. It may respond differently. Don't worry about that. Just be in your body where you are. Push up through the heel and draw the toes down towards you. As you feel comfortable, you may even want to draw the thigh a little bit closer to you, but really focus on letting your femur bone just reconnect into the hip socket. It's really a yummy feeling. And this is a great stretch for our hamstring as well. Good, now take the right arm out to the right, and then the left hand is going to hold on to the strap as you slowly open out to the left side. Remind yourself as soon as that right hip and that right sit bone wants to leave the mat, that's your time to come back a little more towards center, maybe even bring your right hand to sit on top of your right hip bone. Draw your toes, your left toes up towards your left shoulder. Press through your left heel and invite in a deep and delicious stretch on this left side. One side is going to feel more accessible than the other. It'll come with a little more ease. Right? Just breathe into it wherever you are. Good, and then using your core strength, let's bring that leg back and up to center, switching the grip over to the right hand now. Let your left hand come out to support you, and we'll lower off to the opposite side, coming into our IT band and our stretch on this side. Again, if there's a wall nearby, go ahead and use it. It actually feels really good to push into it. And you'll feel the target right here. Glute, outer hip band, those big muscles that stabilize our hips. Turn your gaze, if you'd like, off to the left and just breathe into this side. Notice how your breath works with you to create that space, right? With each breath in, we find oxygen, which helps to heal and open up. And with each breath out, we release the stale and the stagnant energy. Using the in-breath, let's come back up into center. Releasing the strap, we'll slide that right heel in and find figure 4 as your left ankle finds your right thigh. Interlace your hands behind that right thigh. Press your left elbow into your left inner thigh and find that push-pull energy of drawing the right thigh in, pressing the left thigh away. Both feet are flexed here. Check in with your jaw. Notice what is happening there? If you tightened up again, can you relax? And maybe this isn't your favorite pose, but can you even relax your idea about that? Like, you know, release expectations or likes or dislikes, and just know that this is a wonderful way to open up your hips. Good, release your grip, let that right foot land on the mat, and then just draw the left foot all the way off the mat to the right. Let the foot land. Your right hand will take the inside of the left thigh and press it away. So coming into this lengthening pose on this left side. You should feel it really from your left shoulder all the way down to your left hip. Turning your gaze to the left. Breathing into it. Beautiful. One more breath here. On the exhale, slowly unwind. Bring yourself back to center, bringing both knees into the chest. Let's take little circles of the hips on our back. Massage out those outer hip muscles, the sacrum, going in both directions, whatever feels best. And then we'll take our hands behind our thighs, chin tucks to the chest. Let's roll forward and back just a couple of times, giving a little space and a little massage movement to our spinal muscles. And this should feel good all the way from the base of the back to the tops of the shoulders. And then when you're ready, come on up to a seated position with your toe tips on the floor, knees bent. And we're going to sit on our sit bones, bringing ourselves into Navasana, boat pose. So lift the right shin up, flex the foot, lean back and lift the left shin up and flex the foot. Now you can take your hands back behind you for support. You can grab onto the backs of the thighs, or you can extend your arms forward. Feel the lift of the chest up towards the sky, the turning on of your core muscles. Hug the outer hips in and smile. Beautiful. All right, now extend just your left leg straight out as if you were pushing on a pedal. Straighten that leg and then lower the left foot to the mat and sit upright as you reach for the outside of your right foot with your left hand. So you're going across. Once you grab the foot, kick the leg to as straight as possible. Keep your gaze forward for now and really work on just pulling the right hip crease back, pulling that femur bone into the hip socket. Sit up nice and tall. Try not to round your back. If it feels okay, start to turn your chest towards the right and maybe bring your right arm back behind you. Adding on a twisting component here. Breathe as you stretch out through the right fingertips. Maybe even look back at your right thumb. Good. One more breath in. On the exhale, release. Bend the knees, bring the toe tips to the floor. Situate yourself on your sit bones. Back to Navasana, boat pose. Flex your feet. Lift the center of your chest, so sternum lifting up to the sky. Belly nice and strong, turning on our core muscles. Beautiful. This time we're going to extend the right leg out. So nice and straight as if you're pushing on a pedal, sending that leg out and away from you. With control, slowly lower the leg down. Sit upright and reach for the outside of your left foot with your right hand. Once you make a connection, kick it out. Press the heel away from you, draw the toes back. Keep your gaze forward to begin with. Really work on elongating your spine, hugging your navel in and up. And then as you feel comfortable, maybe turn to the left, taking the left arm back behind you and finding a twist here. Again, one side may feel a little easier than the other. Reach out past the left fingertips. Turn the gaze there if you can. Breathe in. Draw that left hip crease back. Breathe out and unwind. Beautiful. Now separate your feet, hips width distance apart. You might need to bring your hands back behind you. We're gonna rock up onto our toes, lifting the heels, and bring the knees down to the mat. So we're gonna do a little modified cow-cat here. Hands come forward. As you inhale, arc your spine into your cow pose, lifting your heart. As you exhale, rock the hips back, come onto the toes, and drop your chest between your thighs as you let your heels kind of drop towards the floor. And we're going to move between those two. Inhale, come forward, drop to your knees, find cow pose. Exhale, rock it back, chin to chest, cat pose, pulling the tailbone down, letting the heels release towards the floor. One more just like that. Inhale as we come forward. Exhale, take it back. We're going to just hold and breathe here, decompressing the spine, creating some space in that lower section of our back. Let your shoulders relax here. Let your head drop. Breathe spaciousness. Decompress here. And then walk the hands in. We'll let the heels drop. Lift the hips and come into your first forward fold, Uttanasana. We'll take a moment here to just let everything hang. Giving a little freedom to the knees if you need to, keeping them bent to allow those hamstrings to open up. Letting the head be free and the neck be free. Feeling the spine and the entire chain of the back body stretching open here. Let's take our right hands and press into our finger pads in front of our right foot. Bend the right knee and start to rotate the chest open to the left as we bring that left arm up. Left leg is going to remain straight. So push into the left heel and bring the right ribs underneath you as you reach up through your right fingertips. Another nice stretch for our big muscles, outer hip. One more breath. Exhale to release. Let's switch sides. Left fingertips in front of the left foot, then the left knee. Turn the chest open to the right as you straighten your right leg. Take the right fingertips to the sky and really give a good rotation to your chest. Lifting the heart as you pull the left ribs underneath you. Round through your right foot. One more breath in and exhale to release. Find your forward fold once again. Grab opposite elbows if you'd like, a little sway to unlock the low back. Anything that feels good to you here. There's freedom in forward folds. We let a lot of stuff go, not just physically, but also mentally. Such a good pose or series of poses to do when you need to kind of get rid of that mental fog. Go upside down. Good. Release the hands to the mat. Take a halfway lift. Fingertips come to the shins as you straighten your spine. Reach out through the crown of the head. Let your neck be in line with your spine and pull your shoulders down your back. Navel pulls in and up. Breathe in and exhale to fold again. Press into both feet. Now rise. Coming all the way up to the top, bring your hands overhead and make a steeple. So interlacing and just allowing the pointer fingers to reach up to the sky. Feet are underneath the hips. Breathe in as you reach up. Breathe out as you arc over to the right and bump your hips to the left. Really push into your left foot in particular and just lengthen that whole left side of your body. Relax your head. Take a moment to rotate your chest. Pull that left shoulder back and lift the heart. Breathe into the space you're creating on your left side. On your next breath in, come up. On the exhale, arc to the other side, up and over, pressing the hips to the right. Really ground through your right foot. Notice how it feels on this side. Take a moment to rotate your chest as you pull that right shoulder back. Look up as you rotate slightly to the sky. Beautiful. Big breath in brings you back to center. Exhale, hands come to heart. Pause. Take a moment to close your eyes. Check in with your breath. Notice your mind and your connection. Try not to be critical in any way, but just be the witness to where you are, how you're breathing, how you're feeling. Letting everything yoke together, bringing the yoga to the practice where we let the mind, the body, and the breath all come together, acting as one. Let your eyes open here. And if you're not already at the top of your mat, we'll come to the top of the mat. Feet underneath the hips, toes facing forward. Ground evenly through the soles of your feet. Energize your legs. Feel the tailbone draw down as the crown of the head lifts up, and feel the center of your chest lifting. Heart drawing up towards the thumbs. Relax your shoulders down. Ease your eyes open if they were closed, and inhale. Take a deep breath in as you lift up, arms overhead. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Swan dive down for your forward fold. Halfway lift, nice long spine here. Look out past your mat. As you exhale, step just your left leg back, coming into a low lunge. Keep your knee lifted as you press back through that left heel. And notice how the mat work that we did with the strap really helped to open up the hamstring. You may, however, be feeling a big stretch in your psoas, which is where we want to go. Get into that hip flexor. Take a breath in. Now pull your heart forward. And as we exhale, we're going to press the hips back, straightening that front leg. Let's pause here for a moment as we ground our right big toe down and pull that right hip back. Breathe into the sensations you're feeling in your right hamstring. I'm assuming you are. Pretty sure that you are. And let's move between the two. Inhale as we breathe the heart forward, dropping the hips down. Exhale as we breathe out, we press the hips back, we straighten both legs. Move with your breath, inhale. And exhale. One more round, inhale. And exhale, we'll pause here. If you'd like to take a twist, we'll place the left palm underneath the left shoulder. Really spread the hands wide. Begin to turn the chest to the right as you bring the right arm up. Keep working your right hip crease back. You could even take your thumb to your hip crease and invite it back, pulling it back. Maybe pull the right toes back and up towards your shin. This is a big one, guys, so breathe into it, nice and easy. One more breath. And then exhale to unwind. Let's drop the back knee down. Make sure that you're on the forward part of the knee, not on the kneecap. If you need to pad up, you can fold your mat or bring a blanket here. See if you can bend that back knee, lift the foot, and then lean off to the left as you wrap your right arm back to catch your left foot. Go ahead and draw the heel towards your sit bone. And if you can invite in a little bit of a twist, bringing that right shoulder back, go for it. Take this to any degree that feels good for you. We're working on the quad. I'm sure you can feel that. You could even pulse in and out of it a little bit if that feels like what your body needs. Just lean into your breath deeply here. One more breath. And then a nice slow release. Slow, slow, slow. Now follow me. I'm going to turn to the left, long side of my mat, and I'm going to kickstand my left foot off the mat and extend my right leg out straight with the toes pointing forward. So we're coming into a gate pose. My hands are in line with my shoulders, and I'm going to walk them out as if I were going into puppy pose. So allow your chest to drop to the mat, stretch into your finger pads, and press your hips back. You should feel this in your inner legs, letting the shoulders release, pressing into the blade side of your right foot. Breathing in, breathing out, let something go here. Open up your chest, open up your heart. Good. And then slowly lift up so that you can walk your hands back and in and underneath your shoulders. Setting yourself up here, you should feel really stable. We're going to work this right outer hip. Don't get mad at me. On the in-breath, lift your foot, keep it flexed. You want to bring it in line with the hip. Exhale to lower it down. A couple more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Last time. Lift. Hold. Breathe. Keeping both arms straight. And release. Nice work. Pivot back to the top of your mat, and we'll take our first downward facing dog. Plant the hands, step that right foot back to meet the left, and then push into the hands to send the chest back towards your thighs. Let your heels begin to release towards the floor. Find stillness or movement, whatever your body is asking for. But make it intentional, be connected to it, and use your breath. Beautiful. Finding that wonderful stretch and lengthening of our spine. Finding the strength in our legs. Finding the openness of our chest. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. Long, slow exhale out. Look forward at your thumbs come up high on your toes. Step or float your way to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, sweeping the arms out. Reach up for the sky. Exhale, returning thumbs to the heart. Pausing. Noticing. Reconnecting. Feel your life force. Feel your breath. Let's take this on the other side. Eyes open, please. Inhale as you take the arms overhead. Exhale, hug the belly in with a flat back, you fold. Halfway lift, get long. As you exhale, step the right foot back. Stay on the ball of the foot. Low lunge, press that heel back and away from you. Stacking left knee over left ankle. Stretch your heart forward. Let the hips descend here. Feel that good stretch in front of your right hip. Let's take a breath in to lift the heart. Breath out now as we pull the hips back and straighten the front leg. Pause here for a moment. Do your best to pull your left hip back in line with your right. Breathe into your hamstring and the underbelly of your leg here. Notice how the side feels compared to the right. And adding our little flow, let's breathe in as we rebend, re-extend the heart, lift. Exhale to pull it back. Inhale with breath, come forward. Exhale, take it back, hips pull back and up. Last time, inhale, let the hips melt, open. Exhale to press it back and hold. Option to take the twist on this side as the right palm plants. Place it underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Rotate the chest to the left and then begin to lift your left arm up. Keep drawing that left hip crease back. Again, you could plant your thumb in that hip crease and pull back as you open up. Deep rotation through the rib cage. Sparkle your left fingertips up into the sky. Good, one more beautiful breath in, nice job. As you exhale, bend into the knee, place the hands down. Make sure that that back knee lands forward of the kneecap. Bend the knee, and then you're gonna reach back with the left hand for the right foot. Getting all mixed up. So sink the hips forward and down and see if you can pull your heel towards your bum. Add a little more twist if you like by wrapping your left shoulder back, or you can just stay forward, gazing forward. There's plenty going on here with that hip flexor and your quadricep. So do what feels right on this side. Stay with your breath, stay connected. Say nice things to your body. Good, one more breath. And as we slowly release, we're gonna pivot to the long side of our mat. So over to the right side, that right foot is gonna kickstand off the mat, and then your left leg is gonna come long with the toes pointing forward. And setting yourself up for our Anahatasana, puppy pose, walk the fingertips out and lower the chest down on this side. Activate your left leg by pressing into the outer edge of your foot on the left side. Let your chest melt down as you stretch your arms forward, plug into your finger pads, and push your hips back. Feel as if you're tractioning your heart forward and your hips back behind you. Melt and release something here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Walk the fingertips in. Place the hands underneath your shoulders. Get nice and strong. Stack yourself up so your right hip and your right knee are aligned. And then working the outer hip on this side. As we inhale, we lift, keeping the foot flexed. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale down, up, and down. Last time, up and hold. Breathe. Good. Release. Nice work, guys. All right, pivot back to the front of the mat. Step back, find downward facing dog. Hips nice and high. Woo, let that go. Pedal out your feet, whatever feels good. Shake your head out. Give yourself a pat on the back and know that you're doing something really good for your body. All right, let's open up the front line of the body now. So go ahead and lift your right leg. We're gonna bend the knee and open up the hip. Go ahead and make some nice juicy circles here, taking them in all directions, one and then the other. Feeling the freedom and the space that we're creating through this movement. Movement is like medicine here. And then keeping the knee bent, let's come forward into plank pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Now roll to your left side and drop your right toes off the mat. Lift that right arm up, find wild thing here. Really open up that front line of the body as you lift your heart. Release your head, find space in the neck. Reach the fingertips away, press the hips up towards the sky. Breathing in, breathing out, beautiful. Back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, let it go. Good, other side, lift the left leg now. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Press your right heel towards the floor, get a little more stretch in your right hamstring. And then let's find hip circles, knee circles on this side. Pick a direction and reverse it. Notice what comes with ease and what may not, and just stay committed to your practice. Now keep the knee bent. Breathe in and come forward into plank on this side. Breathe out and flip into wild thing. Dropping the left toes, that right leg stays long. Reach your left arm towards the top of the mat. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips and let your head relax. Such a beautiful freeing pose. Open up your heart. Open up the front line of your body. Breathe in. As you breathe out, downward facing dog. Plant that left hand, step the left foot back. And take a deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Inhale takes you forward into plank pose. Stack everything here. As you exhale, press your heels back and away from you and lengthen your tailbone towards them. Stack shoulders over wrists. Keep pressing into the hands and pressing away from the earth so the chest stays lifted, resisting the pull of gravity. Inhale forward onto the toes, and then exhale to lower all the way down to the belly. We'll take our fingers and our hands off of the mat. We're gonna stack our elbows over our wrists, plug the tops of the feet and the front of the hips into the earth. And as you breathe in, push into your finger pads and start to peel your chest off of the mat. Feel this elongation from your belly button up to the collarbones. Anchor the tailbone down, turn on your legs, push into them. Breathe in and lift. And then exhale, slowly unwind, bringing yourself down. Good, inhale, let's come on up. Wave-like motion through the spine. As you exhale this time, drop your right shoulder and look over to the left. This should feel really nice. Across the front of that right shoulder, big stretch. Keep your lower body engaged. Inhale as you rise back and up. Exhale now, left shoulder draws down as you turn and look over the right. Pause and breathe. Beautiful stretch for those hard-working shoulders. Let's inhale as we come back and up through center. Come as high as you can. And exhale to lower yourself down. Beautiful. Hands alongside the rib cage. Elbows draw in and back. Tuck the toes, come up through hands and knees, or maybe push up and into plank and back to your downward facing dog. Let's take a nice breath in. Exhale to let it go. Check in with your body. Notice where you feel a little looser and freer. How's the mind? Is it cooperating with the practice that the body is in? Good. And let's look forward at our thumbs, bend the knees. Let's take that little hop or step up to the top. Halfway lift here, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Rising, pushing into the feet. Root to rise, bring the palms to meet overhead. And as you exhale, draw your thumbs to the center of your chest. Now we'll come into a little balance here. I'll give you two options. The right leg will be the standing leg. So we'll bring the left knee into the chest. Now you can just stay here and work on your balance this way, pulling the knee to the chest, strengthening into your standing leg, finding a focal point, and just make this your practice. Already you can see I'm wobbling. Or to take it a little bit further, your right hand will come to the outside of your left foot. And like we did on the mat, you're going to kick the heel out and away from you. Now, don't get hung up on how straight your leg is or isn't. Look forward, try to straighten your spine. And if you have the ability to turn and twist open to the left, then you would be coming into full expression. So choose whatever feels right for you. You can certainly fall out of one and come back into the other. Options are always good, and use the falls as practice, right? It's just giving us awareness of where we are on the learning scale. All right, release that, take a big step back with that left foot and anchor the heel down. Find your warrior two stance here. Let all that other stuff go, right? We're just freeing ourselves from expectations. It's really not serving us on the mat. So just let that go. Stack your shoulders over your hips, bend into that front knee. Feel this beautiful stretch in the hips, right? You've already been doing a lot of inner leg line working, but this, is an additional hip opening, freeing pose. So stabilize through your legs, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, extended side angle, bring that forearm to your thigh. Use it to kind of draw your knee open. Don't let the knee roll in, but roll back and away from you. And then get really long on that left side. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Again, you can turn the chest here. That same idea of rolling right ribs under, left shoulder back. Take a deep breath in. Now as you exhale, reverse it back. So keep those warrior two legs. Stretch open the ribs on the right side. Ground down here. Keep this back arm nice and relaxed. Breathe into your right ribs. Now on your next breath in, we'll straighten the leg. Take your hands now back behind you. Find an interlace, so clasp. And then we're just gonna step that left foot in and up and turn the hips to face the short edge of the mat. Setting up for pyramid pose here. So you want your feet to be about 3 feet apart and the left toes angled up to the left corner of the mat. Press your palms together, stretch the shoulder blades onto the back. Breathe in and look up. And as you exhale with length in the spine, pull that right hip crease back as you fold over your front thigh. So we have been doing a lot of work like this already, but we're adding on the chest opener. We're adding on standing. So we are practicing balancing and stabilizing by turning on both legs here. You should feel your right outer hips starting to turn on and work here. This is where all the stretching and the poses are going to come to peak. All culminating in the next pose, which is one of my favorites, half moon pose, Artichondrasana. So release your hands down. We'll crawl our fingertips forward, and you're going to place your right hand about a foot away from your right foot. Go ahead and press into that right leg as you float the left leg up. And if you'd like, maybe take the left hand to the left hip. See if you can rotate it open by stacking it on top of your right. Your left foot is flexed, your left leg is turned on, anchoring you into space. Your right leg is turned on and anchoring you into the earth. Try to get a little lighter on your right fingertips, engage your core, and send the left arm up to the sky. Try to make this easy, breezy. We've done all of this opening to have you radiate open into this beautiful pose. Again, if we fall, we just find out where we are. It's no big deal. One more breath in, radiate, open up, exhale, forward fold. Bring the left foot down, the left hand down, and let everything go with a ha. Feel the workout that that right leg had. Appreciate how your body's working, and let it all go. Good, let's roll ourselves up to stand. Take your time. Roll out the shoulders if you need to at the top. And then let's take this sequence on the other side. So this time the left leg is the standing leg. Option number one, to pull the right knee into the chest, to stack shoulders over hips and hips over that left ankle. Just lifting the chest, staying tall, grounding, and finding your center here. Option number two, take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Get yourself tall as you pull the chest or the knee to the chest, and then see if you can kick out through the heel. Again, we don't care about how straight that leg is. Think about straightening your spine and maybe turning your gaze to the right. Twisting the chest open to the right and falling. Yay! It's all good. Wherever you are, just appreciate it. Be in the moment. All right, that's not going to work. So now we're just going to drop that left foot back, anchor the heel down, and find your warrior two on this side. I'm going to spin around so you can see me on this side. Look for your alignment cues. Heel to arch, shoulders over the hips, opening the hips to the long side of the mat, fingertips in line with the shoulders, your heart open, your legs turned on, your spine nice and vertical. Beautiful. Breathe energy into your legs. Feel the lift of the heart, and then feel the descending quality of the tailbone down the back side of the body. Take another breath in. As you exhale, forearm to thigh, reach long. Find that length on your right side. Maybe turn the chest a little more. Wrap your right shoulder back, look up. Steady in the legs, steady in the breath. Breathe in. Exhale, reverse your warrior, keeping the legs stable. Just bring that right arm back, relax it to the right leg, lifting the left arm back and overhead, breathing into the left side. Good, now straighten your front leg. Take the hands back behind you, find the opposite grip. It's gonna feel weird, I know. Do that, and then hop that back foot in and up, and set up for pyramid on this side. So you want to square the hips, drawing the right hip forward, left hip back. Press the palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift, and then fold over your front thigh, pulling your left hip crease back as you make that deep dive down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep lifting your shoulders away from your ears, and then turn on your legs. Spiral those inner thighs in and back towards the back edge of your mat. Lots going on here. Breathe into it. Good. Let go. And then we'll release the hands down, freeing ourselves up into our half moon Artachondrasana. Walk the left fingers up to the left corner, press into the left foot, and float your right leg up to the sky. Flex the right foot. It's helpful if you bring your right hand to your right hip, then invite it to stack on top of your left. So you're just going to turn the hips and the chest to the right side. Stay here, or maybe lift the right arm up. Again, think about anchoring into space with your right leg, anchoring into earth with your left. Turn your core on, and from that center, spread your energy out in all directions through your legs and your arms. Try to lighten up on that left hand as much as you can. Good. One more breath in. Sparkle and open in your beautiful half moon. Breath out, forward fold. Right hand down, right foot down. Let it all go. Beautiful, beautiful work. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Plant your hands, and we'll step that left foot all the way back. Lower the knee down. Lizard pose here, just for a few breaths. You can take the option of coming down onto your forearms. You can take the option of rolling onto the outer edge of that right foot. You can also press the right hand into the right thigh and take a little extra twist here. So we've been building up to this with the twisting and the hip opening. So maybe this is exactly where you want to land, or take any variation of this that you would like. One last little good juicy blast to the hips. Making sure that we've done a thorough job of our housekeeping, gotten all those cobwebs and dust bunnies out of our hips. Right Freedom comes through movement. We create space, we let go of density, and we replace it with lightness. And that's figurative and kind of literal too, right? When we move, we shed weight. All right. Let's slowly bring ourselves back onto our hands, lift the chest. You're going to go ahead and slide that right knee back to meet the left. Tuck the toes under. Sit back onto your heels and bring your hands back behind you. Press into your toes and your fingers and just press the hips up. So give a good squeeze to the glutes. Drop your head back, open up. And release. Come on back onto hands and knees. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, lizard on this side. Walk that right knee back. Find the variation or the expression on this side that works for you here. You can come down onto your forearms or a block, angle the toes off the mat, roll onto the outer edge of that left foot, maybe even add a pressing of the thigh open. You could also grab your right foot. I didn't mention that on the other side, but certainly we built up to that as well if that feels good. Just honor your body. Be present, do the work, feel it, but at the same time, approach your body with compassion, right? Love it, honor it for the temple that it is, the time that we are fortunate enough to live in it. Let your head go wherever you are. Breathe into that left hip. Good, and then slowly bring yourself out of that. Pressing into the hands, lift the chest. Left knee comes back to meet the right. Dropping the toes this time, come on to the feet. Hands come back behind you one more time. Let's press the hips up. Roll the shoulders back, let the head drop if that feels good. Squeeze your sit bones and release. Good job. Shavasana time. Back to where we began. Stretch yourself out onto your mat, bringing your feet nice and wide. Make yourself comfortable. If you'd like to bring a pillow or rolled up blanket or something to the mat to support you, please feel free to do that. Open your hands. Let your palms shine up to the sky. Relax your shoulders. Maybe wiggle your legs, wiggle your arms a little bit until you feel really floppy, really relaxed. Letting go of any last little grips or tension makers that you may have. And let's separate the lips and take a few rolls of that lower jaw, releasing any tension that could be there. And then with the lips just softly parted, relax, letting the jaw be slack. And allow yourself to settle in. Give yourself permission to rest and receive. Before completely drifting off, just take note of how your body feels. Is there a noticeable difference in the space within you from when you began? Is there a noticeable difference in the quality of your breath, the thoughts and the frequency of them in your mind? Just make these simple observations just so that we know how the practice serves us, right? So we don't just breeze through it, but that we really connect to the transformational opportunities that the practice brings us. Let your exhales once again draw you deeper into yourself, deeper into your mat. And let everything around you and within you relax and release and let go. It's a powerful practice to be able to let go. So give yourself permission. You are welcome to stay and rest as long as you would like. When you're ready to move, just drift your arms overhead and take a full body stretch, reaching out through the toes, out through the fingers. Feel yourself lengthening in both directions. And then gather the knees into the chest to give yourself a good squeeze. Draw the head up to meet, nose to knees. Find that beautiful little ball shape. And then either roll off onto one side or roll up to come into a seated position. Whatever feels good for you. Take your seat. Invite the eyes to close. And bring your hands to meet in front of your heart. Allow the wisdom of your heart to guide you. Take a little bow, chin towards that beautiful heart space. Give it permission to lead you. Give yourself permission to work from the heart. Give the mind an opportunity to take a back seat. When we work from the heart, we work with love, we work with compassion, we work with acceptance rather than judgment, and we open ourselves up to our humanity. Let's bring our thumbs to our third eye center, and let's bow to one another and the beautiful light that we all hold within. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me tonight. It was such a pleasure to be with you. I hope you felt free and light and that you were able to fly into Half Moon. I look forward to sharing other things with you. Have a beautiful night. Namaste.